This morning I want to talk about three events that happened recently to me that affected me somewhat in a negative way, and I want to talk about them as it relates to what I learned from them, how I recognize my action and my role in them, and how they had affected me. So the first incident, I was called a stumbling block by somebody who I thought knew me and I'm known. It's a person I talked about as relates to my mission, as what I would like to become as a minister or as a evangelist in Christ. So when I was told that, and knowing that my intention is never to be that, and knowing that one action does not describe my entire personality, I was insulted. By one action, you would have discarded everything good or positive I've ever done to call me a stumbling block. And it hurt, not just because the word is a mean and hurtful word, but because of the source. In the next action, it was maybe a month, 2 months later, I was really in this very down, sad, burdensome state of mind because of several things that is happening around me. And I couldn't shake that dark cloud. So I went to church feeling sad. And I went there feeling hurt. And there was no amount of comfort I was finding. But I found solace in staying by myself. And of course, tears are a language I God understand. And in the midst of me feeling this way, someone approached me to ask me if I'm seeking attention. And when I didn't answer them, they said, "Do you want me to leave you alone?" I said, "Please do." No, this is somebody I look up to spiritually and professionally, and all I want a very awesome person to have as a role model until that moment. There was nothing appropriate about what was said, especially in the time it was said, and especially in the mindset I was having. A word of prayer, or just an hello, or rub on the shoulder, a hug, or nothing at all would have been better. And that just sunk me further into the pit of depression I was in. Then around 2 or a day ago, because I asked a question that obviously the individual didn't appreciate, I was told that I'm a negative influence. I didn't give a statement, I didn't give an instruction, I didn't even give an opinion, I asked a question. And being someone who strive myself and being optimistic and positive and want to be a motivational speaker in life, that statement did not sit well with me. And I got angry and I just shut down in the conversation. Now, when I look back on all these three events, I said, what caused all of them to happen? Well, I asked a question that probably to some persons would have been an appropriate question, but to this individual, the question somewhat caused a negative reaction. And so sometimes we need to be careful who we're having conversations with and when, because not everybody will see and interpret things the way you do. And I've learned from that to be careful of the type of conversations I have with certain people, because I may get responses I do not like. And everybody is entitled to their opinion. It is his or her opinion that I am a negative person. But I know in myself that I'm not. So I should not let it affect me and my personality. And I should not let it alter my idea of who I am or who I know I am. As it relates to the person who stated that I was a stumbling block, obviously what I was doing or what I said was something they did not appreciate or approve of. And as individuals, when we try to live our own life, not everybody will approve of our choices and approve of what we say and what we do, and not everybody will necessarily like our choices, because people have their image or their idea of who we are and who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to live. And when we do not live up to that expectation, they're disappointed, and then their disappointment come out in a negative form. And I tried to look at what I think the intention of the person was. Probably it wasn't necessarily an intention to break me, but it was an intention to try and get me to see things their way. And I wasn't seeing it, and that statement didn't help me to see it. It just helped me to see them in a judgmental, hypocritical light. But as I said, what was my actions? My actions was that I did something that they didn't approve of, or that the church didn't approve of, which was nothing harmful, nothing morally or biblically incorrect, just something that human beings do not see appropriate and some persons will judge you for. And so it says to me, I'm going to have to live my life, and I'm going to have to live my life to please me and to please the King, which is Jesus Christ. And at the end of the day, if I know that I'm not breaking any of his statutes and his commandments, I should be fine. If I look at myself and I see where I was wrong, I need to make adjustment for that. As for the person who asked me if I was seeking attention while I was in church, feeling sad, and that is the place you go to be revitalized and refreshed and rejuvenated, that was just completely inappropriate, and nothing I did deserved that comment. But I'm going to say it was said in ignorance to where I was and my state of mind, and probably the person really meant nothing by it. Why am I saying all this? In life, people are going to step on our toes. People are going to say things that we don't like. But we've got to learn how to process it and get over it and move on with our life. We've got to learn from the situation, to become stronger as of the situation, to know what to do and what not to do next time. And more important, to realize that words hurt, but they do not define you. One moment does not define you. And somebody else's point of view of you does not define you. Who God says you are and who you are is what defined you as an individual. And I say this because I know that there's a lot of persons out there who sometimes we feel undermined by other person's words and opinion of ourselves, and we feel lost, and we even sometimes feel hurt. But I'm trying to tell you, through the process of reflection, of meditation on God, and through knowing yourself, these things will pass. They will happen. Words will hurt you. But you will overcome. You will get stronger. You will fight it, and you will be okay. And so, to the persons out there listening to this, to the ones who are speaking, know that your words have power. Whether you're trying to rebuke, to counsel, or just to give a comment, think about what you're saying, where you're saying it, and who you're saying it to, and the implication it may have. So the person receiving these negative comments, do not let them affect your personality. Do not let them alter your decisions in a negative way. But learn from them. Brush them off if they do not affect you significantly. But do not let them ruin your life or your night or your day. And learn that in life, these things will happen. It is going to happen again and again. Because as long as we're a human being, these things will happen. But do not be thin-skinned. Do not be timid. And it's okay to process it, but come out of the situation on the positive side. That's all I'm saying. Have a blessed day. God bless you. Be encouraged. Be strong.